to Padmavati river to take part. And when he entered, when he touched with his lotus feet the water of Padmavati, she started flowing over. And then she remembered, oh, this is Narottama, I got this prema. So she gave him all the prema of Nityananda Prabhu to Narottama. He took bath in Padmavati and came out completely made. Also his color changed. Before he was a little dark, it is said. When he came out, he was golden. And also he was crazy after in this Nityananda's prema. So when he came home, his parents wondered what happened. He's looking different, he's behaving completely different. He had no interest in any material things already before, but now became really mad. So soon after that he left his home and went to Vrindavan. He was maybe walking from Bengal to Vrindavan, maybe 2000 kilometers. He was walking, and like in a trance. There is one book written by some disciples of Narottama Thakura, Narottama Vilas. There it is mentioned. He was so beautiful that when he was wandering through the villages, that people were amazed by his beauty. They were following him. He was such an appearance. From aristocratic family he came. So, but he did not care for eating and sleeping. He was just walking to Vrindavan. He was crazy to go to Vrindavan. And when he arrived in Vrindavan, there was Jiva Goswami was still there. Rupa Goswami already passed away, and others. And there was one Vaishnava by whom he was very much attracted. It was Lokanath Goswami. Lokanath Goswami must have been very old at that time, because he was one. Lokanath Goswami and Bhugadva Goswami were the first Vaishnavas who were sent from Bengal to Vrindavan to start restoring the places and like this, to go there. So he was still there. Lokanath Goswami was the first, and he was still there. And he was very renounced, extremely renounced, Lokanath Goswami. He did not accept anything, no service from anyone. He was day and night absorbed in kirtan, in his bhajan, in his meditation. And he was thinking also, I will never take any disciples, because disciples always take you out, always need something, you have problems, these questions, so he did not want to have anything. You see, taking disciples is not a part of bhakti, not mentioned by Rupa Goswami. But to become a disciple is the first part. To take initiation of a guru, to take Shri Guru Padashra is the first step of bhakti. But there is no mentioned any anga of bhakti to take disciples. Among 64 angas of Vaidhi Bhakti, which Rupa Goswami writes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there is nothing mentioned to take disciples. He is giving warning, don't take too many disciples. So it's a warning to don't take too many disciples, and nowhere is mentioned to take disciples. So to take disciples means that is the mercy of the Guru, the mercy of the Vaishnava, that he is accepting this. So now this Lokanath Goswami, he was thinking, I will not take any disciples, I just do my bhajan day and night. And he was really completely renounced. He had no facilities, nothing, and he did not even keep one glass of water in his home, that if some guest will come, he has nothing, he does not have to serve them because he has nothing there. He did not want that. Because it's a duty, if some guests come, you have to give at least some seat and some glass of water, something you have to give. But he has nothing, so he has nothing to do. So he was day and night in his bhajan. And he found this small deity in Gokulananda, I think. He found small deity in one pond in Kishori Kunda. He found one deity, and so he was worshipping Krishna, this Gokulananda, I think. And so when Narottama came to Vrindavan, and he saw there was not many Vaishnavas, not like now Vrindavan. You can imagine 500 years before there were hardly any buildings. Rupa Goswami has built this big Govinda temple, Sanatana Goswami, the Madan Mohan temple, and a few Radharaman temples, and some temples were there, but there was nothing. There was really forest at that time, Vrindavan. Now is only forest of houses, no more forest of trees. So Narottama came there and he saw the Vaishnavas, and he was especially attracted by this Lokanath Goswami, and he approached him to take initiation. Lokanath Goswami said, I don't take. He made one vow not to take any disciple. He rejected him. But Narottama Thakur, he made one vow that he will only accept Lokanath Goswami as his disciple, as his guru. Yes. So, but how to do? He did not allow anyone. So he was thinking how to serve his guru. His Lokanath Goswami did not accept any service from anyone. That is also why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established Gaudiya Math, that you can serve the Vaishnavas. Otherwise, how you serve the Vaishnavas? They don't want anything. No? They're living somewhere secluded, they don't accept any service, so Gaudiya Math is there that everyone can serve everyone. And in this way, you make progress. This is here for that we can serve. Everyone can. Some is cooking, some is distributing, some is cleaning, some is doing this, some is that. So in this way we serve each other, and this way devotees can make progress. But that time there was no temples. Lokanath Goswami was living somewhere in some kutir and then not take anything, no donation, nothing he wants, no service, no. So Narottama Thakur was thinking how to serve my Gurudev. So that Krishna said in Gita, Tisham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena maham payantite. If somebody is connected in love with Krishna, Krishna gives him intelligence how to come to him, how to approach him. So he was thinking, he was looking where Lokanath Goswami was going to toilet in the morning in the forest. There was no toilet, there was just one area in the forest where he used to go. So he found out that spot and he was going in the night there to clean the place, to keep everything clean, and also then he was sifting the sand that you can clean after toilet with the sand, everything. So he arranged this every night. Can you imagine? No sleep, renouncing sleep to clean the toilet of his Gurudev. So he did not sleep, he went to the forest, this Vrindavan forest, wild animals are there. It's not like you go to clean this toilet here. But going to the forest is not easy. And so he was doing every day for his Gurudev. So after some time, Lokanath Goswami, he realizes something is going on, everything looks, man, this is forest, but it looks like someone is keeping this clean. Who is doing this? So he was thinking, must be in the night, because daytime I don't see anyone. So one day also he did not go to sleep, he went in the forest and was chanting. Whole night was chanting. Then after midnight he listened someone, the cleaning with there's no light also, nothing there. No? So listening, someone is sweeping the ground there. And then he asked him, who is there? Then Narottama came and fell to the feet of his Gurudev, said, Gurudev, please give me your mercy. And what you do? If somebody is doing service like this with such sacrifice, he coming from an aristocratic family, he gave up everything, came to Vrindavan, living in the forest under the trees more or less, and cleaning the toilet. So what do you want to do? So Lokanath Goswami, his heart melted. Narottama surrendered fully, he gave his life to him, so his heart melted. So what he was thinking what to do. I make a promise I will not take any disciples. So he went to Jiva Goswami to consult what to do. I make this promise, I will not take any disciple, but Narottama is doing like this, what shall I do? Then Jiva Goswami said, you make your vow that you will not take any disciple, but his dedication is stronger, so you should accept him. So on the order of Jiva Goswami, he accepted one disciple only. Narottama Thakur took only one disciple. That is Narottama Thakur. So he kept Narottama Thakur with him, and together they were doing day and night, just fully go into the bhajan, forgetting everything, forgetting this external world. Nothing. Even within Vrindavan, they're forgetting the external Vrindavan. And just do the bhajan. Then one day, and Narottama is the same qualified like his Gurudev. So one day, they were sitting in meditation, and one farmer came, one Brajavasi, and he was thirsty. So requested some water. So Narottama stood up and gave some water to the Brajavasi guest. And after he finished that, he came back and his Guru said, This is your bhajan. This is how much you respect your bhajan, your Radha Krishna worship. You have no place in Vrindavan. Go, leave this place. He threw him out from Vrindavan for nothing. He served just one Brajavasi who were very dear to Krishna. So, but his Guru became angry and said, This is you, don't take serious your practice. So leave this Vrindavan. Go out from it. Then Narottama Thakur, what to do? Your Guru says you have to follow. So that is, of course, that is Leela. Narottama Thakur did not do anything wrong. But it is for the blessing of all of us that he left Vrindavan. Because then he went back to Ketari. So they went with the books also. Narottama Thakur, Srinivasacharya, Shamananda Prabhu, these three. Because Narottama Thakur, he took initiation from Lokanath Goswami, but he was studying under Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami, he was the Acharya of all Vaishnavas. He was the greatest scholar of his time. He was a genius. So he was teaching them. And they became, all three, they became most famous. Narottama Thakur, Srinivasacharya, Shamananda Prabhu. This we always glorify. And we singing their songs, our Mangala Arati song. Mangala Arati, Gaura Kishore. There's Mangala Nityananda. This is written by Shamananda Prabhu. Shat Goswami Ashtakam written by Srinivasacharya. So they all three became expert in Kirtan. Also Narottama Thakur, he mostly these Mridanga mantras in our Sampradaya, they coming from Narottama Thakur's Sampradaya. From all three, some Mridanga Sampradaya also came. And so they were sent out to go bring the books to Bengal, the Goswami books which they have written in Vrindavan, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Gopalbhata Goswami, all their books they should bring to Bengal and go to preach. So this was a blessing. It was necessary for this world actually to throw out Narottama from the bhajan of Vrindavan. It was Krishna's desire to spread this message also. So he was sent back to Ketari. He went back to his native place and started preaching there, mostly by his kirtan. And he was these songs, they're so deep and so simple and they're so touching, so many came. And he was so expert singer and playing mridanga and very sweet, so many people came and joined him and many became his disciples. And he's from this, they're called Kayasta, from this caste. These are not Brahmins. But Brahmins became his disciples because for Vaishnavas this is not important. Brahmin, or if you think Vaishnava Jati Buddhi, this is a hellish mentality. If you think this is a Brahmin Vaishnava or a Shudra Vaishnava or outcast Vaishnava or this Vaishnava, that Vaishnava, this is actually, one should not say like this. Vaishnava means Vaishnava is a Krishna's man. So many they became also his disciples, many Brahmins, and many Brahmins did not like this also. They were envious. They were thinking, these non-Brahmin taking Brahmin disciples, so this will be bad for the whole country. The rain will stop. They were thinking like this, because if something happens, that was before, if some adharma happens in the kingdom, then some calamity will happen. So they were thinking like this, maybe will come no rain or some hurricane or some whatever will be. So they were trying to stop him. So once the king's pandit actually, who was envious of Narottama Thakur because he was so popular and so famous and so attractive. So he wanted to stop them. So some Brahmins came to them, and then the king and his pandit and all, they said, yes, we will go and we will debate and we will silence him. So king came with his army and with the pandit and some others. The big procession came there. So that news spread to Keturi, and there that I think is most prominent disciples of Narottama Thakur, that is Gangadhara Chakravarti and another one, they were listening this. Oh, the king is coming to debate with our Gurudev. No? So, and if they maybe defeat him, they will put him in jail, or because he's doing something, he is not qualified in giving initiation, so they will put him in jail. So they were thinking how to stop, how to protect their Gurudev. So on the way to Keturi, they went 2-3 villages ahead, these two devotees, and there was a market fair, big market, and they opened one shop to selling this pan, betel nut, which you don't need any qualification for this. It means the lowest people, simple people, they're selling this pan. They have no education, they're nothing. So they opened this pan shop there, and when the king's pandit came, they two sellers in the shop, they were discussing in Sanskrit with each other, discussing and high topics. And then the king's pandit was passing and listening what these two pan sellers are speaking in Sanskrit language. I became astonished, and they're discussing high philosophy there. And then the pandit came there and start little speaking with them, and they're so brilliant. And then he asked, "Who are you? How is it possible you are selling this pan, working on the market, and you're so learned?" I said, "Well, we are nothing but our Gurudev is a Narottama Thakur. By the mercy of our Gurudev, we are so that coming." Then the king's pandit, when he listened that these ordinary pan sellers of Narottama Thakur are so learned, and how learned must the Guru be? So he just told the king, better we go back and we not discuss it. It's no use, we have no chance. So this way they went back, because they will be defeated. Then they have to surrender to Narottama Thakur. If you defeat at that time, they had some dignity. Who are defeated, they will surrender. They will become disciples. So then if they will be defeated there, they will have no chance, because even pan sellers, they are so brilliant. So they went back in this way. Many stories are there. Something like this. Narottama Thakur, he converted many by his purity, and mostly what is his mood, that is the separation mood, which we are very grateful to him that he brought this. This is so valuable, no? Because to feel separation from Krishna, to feel separation from Guru, to feel separation from Vaishnavas, this is the real value. If you don't feel separation, if it's okay to be without Krishna, that's a problem. But in one song he has written this so nicely. Vaishnava Sangite Man Ananditya Anukshan Tarhoi Krishna Padasangam. Then Dina Narottama Kande Hiya Dhaiya Nahi Bande Mora Dasha Kena Hoila Bhanga. This is so deep. He said, in the association of Vaishnavas, mind is always happy. Because you speak about Krishna, he is Paramananda. So this poor Narottama is crying, Dina Narottama Kande Hiya Dhaiya Nahi Bande. This, my heart, which cannot tolerate the separation from the Vaishnavas. And here Dhairya Nahi Bande, it's impossible to anymore tolerate this separation from Vaishnavas. But Muradasha Kena Hoila Bhanga. Why this has been broken? Why suddenly I can tolerate the separation from the Vaishnavas? So he's crying for this. why I can tolerate to be without Vaishnavas? What is this? So he lost this real wealth. This is his great contribution to our sampradaya, this separation mood. Because all Goswami's books are written in separation mood, mostly. Jayadev Goswami, he wrote this Milan, but mostly the Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, some also of course is meeting, but mostly written in separation. This Mahaprabhu came also to taste, Krishna himself wanted to taste this separation from himself. He was greedy to know. So Narottama Thakur wrote this very heart-touching songs. In one song he's writing, Keno vachai pran kishukapaya, Narottama dasa keno nagelo maria. He's from Gaura Paho Nabajya Maino, oh Gaura, my Lord, Gauranga, I have not worshipped you, I already have died. This Nabajya Maino means I have died already, past tense, already dead. If you not worship Mahaprabhu, we already dead, no need to die. But same time at the end he's asking, why can I not just die? I'm still alive, I'm already dead but still alive. This is, and Srila Govinda Goswami Maharaj said, this desire to die, this is the highest form of immortality. He said, this desire to die for Krishna. These very, very deep songs, or very much loved by our acharyas, all these songs. So if you sing this, come in the right mood, no? Because separation is more safe. To speak about, to think about the meeting of Radha Govinda, that is very, only for those who have no more bodily conception of life. As long as we know what is this body, it is better carefully we should take it. But separation to cry for Krishna, that is safe part, and that is what Mahaprabhu gave, this Narottama Thakur. He followed in that, he wrote many songs in that mood. I really like to sing these beautiful songs. Himself also, his heart was breaking also like this, when he had very close friendship with Ramchandra Kaviraj. There is some story that once Narottama Thakur was sitting, maybe with Srinivasacharya, and one marriage procession was passing by. The bridegroom was going to the house of the bride and to ask for her hand. So the procession very gorgeous, so very opulent. And the bridegroom was sitting inside a palanquin and was carried, and music and something like this, they all went. So Narottama Thakur and Srinivasacharya, they see and they were looking at such a pity. Somebody is entangling himself with his Maya more and more. He said, like a funeral procession is coming, passing by. His soul is going to die in this samsara. And the bridegroom heard this. Two Vaishnavas are sitting on the side of the street and saying, oh, you see, that soul is going to die. So the bridegroom heard this and he went out and surrendered his life there. So he took initiation from Srinivasacharya and he became Ramchandra Kaviraj. He was one of the dearest friend of Narottama Thakur. That song is Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Das. Lilavati was singing this song. So they came like this, they had very close association. When Ramchandra Kaviraj left this world, Narottama Thakur went to the forest. He left his home, went to the forest and wanted to fast to die. He cannot tolerate this separation. I can imagine what kind of relationship, what kind of friendship they had. Could not tolerate that. So then his disciples, they found their Gurudev lying in the forest and desired to die. So they persuaded him to come back and eat again and stay and help them. So he again returned, but his heart broken from this. In this mood, he wrote these songs, Jayanilo Premadhana. all these songs. He appeared and he came. Many of Mahaprabhu's associates left one after another, and some he missed, he could not meet, he just missed them just for a few days or something like this. So he was crying in this separation, not to see them, not to have met them personally in this way. And also Narottama Thakura, he was the one who celebrated first time Gopurnima festival. 40 years after Mahaprabhu's disappearance, he said we will celebrate Mahaprabhu's appearance day. Nobody did that before, at least not in that grand style. So in his hometown in Kettering, he announced this festival. And he invited all of the Vaishnavas from everywhere, mostly of course from Bengal, but all they came. Janavamata came, Nityananda Prabhu's Shakti and wife, she came. And Advaita Acharya's sons came like this. So all these, some the Mahaprabhu's associates who were still there, or their sons or their disciples, they all came there and they assembled there. Srinivasacharya, he was the priest, he came also there. So all huge festival he organized there. And they installed many deities also on that day. I think 6 sets of deities they installed. It's big altar. Srinivasacharya led everything, he did all these functions and ceremonies, and there was big kirtan and everything. So nighttime and prasadam, Janava Mata personally she cooked. Can you imagine what kind of prasadam was that? Nityananda Shakti cooking. That comes after. So nighttime, then they installed all the deities, the whole day festival, so many things, and then nighttime, Narottama Thakur took the mridanga and started the kirtan, and he was singing with such intensity and he was crying so much that whole Panchatattva appeared in the kirtan. Not only Mahaprabhu, all Nityananda Prabhu appeared, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas Thakur, all appeared, Rupa Goswami appeared, Sanatana Goswami, all Goswamis appeared, all Mahaprabhu's associates who already left, they appeared. And they were doing kirtan, all together. We can imagine that. We can actually not imagine what was going on, what sweetness, what madness, what intensity of love came out from this kirtan. So they were the whole night, and nobody wanted to stop this kirtan. It just went on. So they were dancing, singing, crying, rolling on the ground. They were singing Narottama Thakur. He was playing, leading the kirtan, and all there. So whole night they did kirtan on this first Gopurnima festival. And when the sun rise, kirtan stopped, and all they were crying. Then all disappeared again. All the devotees who already left, they again disappeared. So that was his first Gopurnima festival. So also there is no, then Narottama Das Thakur, how he left his world is also very wonderful. There is a samadhi, kind of samadhi, but he did not leave any trace of his body in this world. He went to the Padmavati river, and his disciples, they gave bath to him. They put some pots and bathed him, and when the water touched his body became milk and entered into the river. This is how he left this world. There is some Dukta Samadhi is there, some milk Samadhi somewhere is there, but this is how he left this world. It's not ordinary soul. So today is appearance day. Prayed with lotus feet to get a little determination. How he was determined to get initiation from his guru. This we have to learn. His guru rejected him, but he wanted really the mercy of his guru. This is the secret actually. This secret in spiritual life, to get the mercy of the guru. not so easy sometimes. No, of course, they are all Nitya-siddhas. No? They're making lila to show, to give the example how to do, how to practice, no? how to become mad for Radha Krishna. It's not so easy, so we need their blessings to do this. Shri Narottama Thakur ki jai. So,
Maharaj, why Lokanath Das Goswami he went to Jiva Goswami for ask the permission for giving initiation to Narottama Das?
because he made one vow, so how to break your vow? If you make one vow, then how you can break it without blessings? So he was thinking, I make this vow, how can I break my word? So he asked Jiva Goswami, but at the same time, how you can neglect Narottama's devotion?
Because Jiva Goswami was very young, no?
But he was the acharya. He was the leader of all the Vaishnavas. Because he was so learned in Shastra that any question or anything it came to Jiva Goswami. So all they accepted him. Yes. So without how you do something extraordinary, no? If there is to break, nowadays people have no problem to break their vow. No? You just make one vow, and morning time, evening time, you break it. It's not a problem. No? But that time he had not. That was not his character. So I always asked Jiva Goswami, as long as he was here, after Rupa Goswami left and Sanatana Goswami, he was the authority in Vrindavan. They asked him everything for this reason. Always good to ask some higher Vaishnava, no? If you're not sure what to do. Because sometimes also scriptures, they say everything. Scriptures say just do this, scriptures say the opposite also, so how to decide? Then we need some. That is most important. Therefore for this we have Acharya and Guru. That we have no doubts. This is the main enemy. Now, if we have doubts, then what to do? You cannot move, you cannot do anything. So to finish these doubts, we need the Guru's words. They will cut through to finish everything. Vidyate rida grantish, then chiddate sarva samshaya. All doubts will be finished. That is necessary. For this is Ajnana Timirandasya, Narottama Thakur wrote, no? If you don't know what to do, if you're blind, then Guru will open the eyes. Anything that is general in our life or in some particular situation, if we want to know how to do, how to act, how to decide, we can ask. We have the good fortune that we can ask our Guru, and then we can go on with full speed and full power. That is there. Okay, so sing one song of Narottama Thakur, no? That is the best. Gaurapahu.